Hi, my name is Cipriano. I'm with the Cutover Hills Building and Grounds. We take care of all the town properties and the buildings. And today we're going to be building rain barrels and compost barrels for sale by the town at the town's cost.
Hi, I'm Dee Seegers, Building and Grounds, Town of Cutover Hills. I've been with the town for 19 years, and today I'm going to be assisting Ross putting together the rain barrels and compost barrels.
Right now, me and Dee are going to put the compost barrel together. We've got all our cuts made. We've got a jig set up on the table to help us put all this together. First thing we're going to do is put the legs in. Once we get our legs in, we've got our top piece that he just cut, and we'll line that up along the top. And we put a couple screws in this to hold it. Then our next piece is the center cross piece. We'll put that in place, and then we'll put a couple screws in that. Make sure we're on the legs. About 3 screws in each side will hold it. We're using 2.5-inch wood screws. Once we get that together, then we pop it out of the mold, and we've got 1/2 made, and then we just repeat the process. Here's our top piece. Okay, once that's done, we'll remove it. And then we got a top piece that'll hold the two together. Are these mine over here?
Just clamp this on here, keep it square.
We got some small blocks on the ground that we'll put here, and they'll hold the cross piece to the height that we want. And then we just get our corners as square as we can. And now we've got a 3-inch screw that we just put onto these. Just get the side as square as possible. 2 screws is enough on the bottom part. Once we get both bottoms done, then we go to our cross piece. And 2 screws in that also, and then the cross piece is done. Then once our cross pieces are done, then we can add the barrel and a couple of caps. Now the barrel's been pre-drilled, got holes on each side. Right here in the center of the barrel, we have a 1.25-inch hole, and then on the other side, directly across from it, we have another 1.25-inch hole. And what we're using is black iron pipe. All right, after we drilled the holes, we have a 1-inch pipe, and it's cut to 3/4-inch pipe.
Yeah, it's 32 inches long.
32 inches long, and that's what goes through here, and that's what the barrel will spin on. Got it. Okay, and then once that's on, we'll get another cap for this side, but then the barrel is done. We're going to do what you do with the composting is you'll take your compost, your kitchen scraps, yard debris, and you put it in here, and you fill it up right around halfway. And once you get it filled, put your top on, and then every day you give it a couple of spins. It'll mix it up real good, get it heating up inside the barrel. After about 4 or 5 days, then you can dump it out. You just take the lid off, dump it right out the bottom. Then you just shovel it into a area that you have set up on the side for your compost and let it finish cooking there, and that way you can go ahead and start another batch in here. And this will get it nice and mixed and started real good, and then you just transfer it into another compost area and continue to cook. Yeah, fats, greases, anything like that out of your kitchen. Yeah, no meat. Don't want to put any of that in. out of your yard debris. Grass clippings are really good. Your pine needles and your pine straw will take a lot longer to break down in this. Everything else will break down a lot faster, so those are a tough one also. But other than that, you know, you don't want a lot of sticks in here or anything like that. It's mostly, you know, grass clippings, leaves. Leaves are real good. They'll break down real fast. And then kitchen scraps. And it'll cook right up. On these compost barrels, we have not drilled any holes in this except for the two for the handle. Now, when you get it home, you will have to drill. Last year, we drilled in the handle part here, up underneath, we drilled a couple of small holes. And so that's so that the heat doesn't build up too much. So it's let air flow through it. You can also come down the side and you can drill some small holes down the side. And that'll help get some of the moisture out of here too. You'll need a little bit of moisture, but you don't want it a whole lot in here. You don't want to be real soupy. Okay, now we're going to build a rain barrel, and we use a little different barrel than we did on our composters. First thing we've done is we've drilled a 2-inch hole top and bottom, and for that we just used a 2-inch hole saw that we have there to put those 2 holes. And then the top hole is going to be our overflow hole, and we've got a 2 by 1.5 coupler, and we use that for the back hole to hold the back on. And we're going to put a 1.5 by 1 inch in the front. That goes right in there like that. And then we flip the barrel down, and we're using just regular old PVC cement. Put a little on that, and then we just slide them together. And that goes just there like that. And then we're going to do the same thing to the bottom, and that's where our hose bib goes. And this is to where you're going to get the water out of when you use it. And on this one, we want it to be waterproof. We turn it a little bit sideways, and then we just take some regular window caulk, and we're caulking around. Just put a little caulk around that, and then we push it in, and then he'll smooth the caulk out. And I use a 2.5 inch 90. I'm gonna put a little glue on the inside of it. Doesn't take much glue at all. And then we go inside, Dee'll hold it. And now that's on. And it doesn't take long for that to dry. And then we have a lid. Not that one. Got another lid. The lid goes on there. Now on our lids, we haven't drilled any holes. You can have these, and you can run a gutter spout right down inside of it. Or like we've done before, you can just drill some small holes in here and allow the water to just come in and drain right in. We do recommend, if you have a rain barrel, to put mosquito tablets in there, and it'll help keep the mosquitoes from multiplying in your rain barrel. And it'll one tablet will last you probably a month to 6 weeks. Now here's some assembled ones that we have. You just put a 90 on it, turn it at an angle a little bit, and then what that's for is when this thing fills up, you'll still get your overflow out of here, and that way none of the water's wasted, and it won't be just running out of the barrel. You can direct this. You can actually hook this to another hose if you want, and you can have it going someplace else so the overflow will go to another area. Or what we've got set up here is if you have 2 rain barrels, you can set one up to overflow into the next one. And you can continue this as long as you want. And what it'll do is this barrel will fill up, then it'll run down here, fill this barrel up, and then the overflow will come out there. When your barrels are full and you're going to use your water, you got a little hose bib down here. You can hook a garden hose to it, and you just open it up, and you can take your garden hose. It'll all be gravity fed, and you'll have about 40 gallons of water in each barrel. You really don't need anything in your water to clean it that we've heard yet. No one's come back and said, because it's about 40 gallons of water. That's about enough. If you have a nice small little garden, that'll water it in one time. It's not going to be able to sustain a garden for the whole year. We just don't get enough rain. But when we do get those heavy rains, it might add another watering or two for your garden or for your plants. You really don't want them sitting flat on the ground. You're going to want them up just a little bit so that you have more room underneath. And you have a cinder block here. We've had people build little salt treated tables to put them on. A couple of cinder blocks is fine, just something to make sure it won't tip over. I mean, the higher, the longer your hose is going to be able to go. I mean, if you're trying to run a 50-foot hose, it's going to be kind of difficult because it is only 40 to 50 gallons of water. This is something that you would want to have close to the area that you're going to be watering. If you have plants out somewhere that you're going to be watering, that's, or you can use it to fill up a water pail that you can go and you can water your plants, on the porch and things like that. The rain barrels are $31. All we're doing is we're assembling all the parts and putting them together, and we're just charging a cost of parts. Rain barrels are $31, compost are $31 also. All the parts that we use for the rain barrels are purchased locally. Any of the hardware stores in town, you can get everything. The rain barrels we get from the rope shop in Manio. So it's all purchased here. We don't order anything in. I have talked to people that have these rain barrels that we've built, and they are using them, and you'll be amazed at how fast they fill up. So they do fill up fast, so the overflow is very important to have. You can use your roof gutter. You can tie it into the gutter here. You can drill your holes in the top, and where water just runs off of your roof, you can just aim this barrel, get this barrel right in line with it, and that'll fill it up. Like I said, once it starts filling, it'll get very heavy and it'll stay in place.
You wouldn't want an open top like that because it allows mosquitoes to really get into it.
Also, you're going to have a lot of leaves and debris that can fall into it also.
And that could clog up your system. Stray cats might fall into it, squirrels, whatever. So drilling the little holes in this other top allows the water to get in and keeps those other things out.
The hardware stores have a PVC paint that sticks on these really well. We have painted them for
Just clean them really good
and spray them.
And spray paint, or I think you can roll it too. I think they have it in a roll paint.